Welcome to you, my dear Virgo. So the Earth has continued its path, and we see behind the Sun the constellation Libra, and of course the Moon has continued its path as well, and we see behind the Moon the constellation Virgo. Here ruled by Venus, the 7th house of relationship. Here we see beauty, and we love to communicate with our partner. And you are ruled by Mercury, the mind, right, and the consciousness. And you are the 6th house of work and health. So this is the combination right now that is affecting this reading. And of course the Sun giving the light to the Moon in this constellation. Now here, this is the Golden Dawn Tarot that I gave Libra, and you have Salvador Dali. Here we see Luca Pacioli. He's like a calculating wizard and genius, and he invented the modern bookkeeping. And it's very interesting because I do love to work with the numbers because they're unmistakable, right? Numbers don't lie. Numbers are clear, are direct. A picture can sometimes be interpreted in a different way. So I work with numbers. The yoga position for Libra is standing on the tiptoes and holding yourself in your own balance. And for you, I gave you mountain pose. You're up in the mountain and you are looking at the past and at the future from the present point of perspective. And so you are recognizing that here is a very tantric moment happening deep within you. So that right now, just Sun and Moon. Then we have your court card, which is here in Salvador Dali, Caballero de Oros. Is your birthday between August 13 and September 11. Then this is your court card. If not, look in the description below. I have listed all the cards there, and of course on which position and from what deck. So here you see he's walking into the soul path. Soul left, human right. But he's looking over because he knows that now you just had in the last reading Virgo Sun and New Moon. And now the journey goes back out, right? You were going in, you were going to yourself, and now you're going back out again. And the message was old visions seen anew and deep wonders awoken with lessons learned. Quite an interesting message that came here to you on your Virgo Sun and New Moon moment. Yes, it's a very special moment where we are alone, right? We don't have an opposite sign giving us the light. We're not distracted by anything. Good. Then I'm going to pull the Lifruma Healing Oracle. This card is on the position 20. And the position 20 is your call. It's also called the last judgment. And we see what the message is. This is the Lifruma Healing Oracle. And so I got Eo, the number 13, and it looks like an egg. And it's very interesting because I also drew an egg here around you, the cosmic egg, where you find yourself in the past and in the future, in the present moment. Everything is now. And the 13 is Scorpio, which is already leading to the next reading. And then the 4 is left. So with, of course, the 20, the call, we get then a 33. So you have here immediately a portal then with the 20. It's almost like the 20 is saying, yeah, this is your call to now be like Jesus Christ, because Jesus Christ was 33. when he died on the cross, and so a lot of people refer to the number 33 as the Jesus Christ consciousness. So I'm going to hold the card here, and you see how there is a double ring, and it's like a portal. You can read it yourself, but I'm going to read it to you. Jew Sacral, Eo. The magical 13 rune of the mystical Jew. Consciousness hooked in and plugged in to the seat of your soul, to be. Life on earth, seated and eternal. The inner wood of Jew may root, yet fortifying from within a new stem plumbs the trunk back up. Ancient witness of hidden sacred wisdom, past lives clinging and calling, old visions seen anew, deep wonders awoken, lessons learned. Wow, this is very powerful because we know what's happening right now in Israel. And we have here 13 little red dots. And there is a message coming through for the Israelis, because this is, of course, written like this, the Jew. It's not like a J, Jew Sacral, Eo. Look at that, how powerful is that? And the 33, then Jesus, which was not acknowledged by the Jews, right? And we have then the new religion that was formed. And for me, that's always with the precession of the Earth, right? The Earth spins in a wobble to the left and goes backwards through the Zodiac signs and needs 2,150 years to go through one sign. And so, wow, this is very strong, very powerful message here already. And this looks like a 1, right? A 1 as that letter U. So let's have a look what this message is already now bringing to you. On the position of the Fool comes Leo, the Strength card. And in this deck there are no numbers. This is the Visconti Sforza Tarot. I always have to look what number they gave to the Strength, and here it's the number 11, right? In some decks we have the 11, and in some deck it's the 8. And here in the Visconti Sforza, this is the 11th card. And so there comes a portal to you, right? The 1-1. And the 1-1 is like letting you know you are beating your own self, because this is your wild side. And just be careful what you're doing and how you are working with your inner dark side, with your wild side. Very important that you incorporate it instead of beating it. So there's already quite like, you know, these people were killing, and it's just kind of like comes up like, okay, there is this image inside of you that feels that here comes something quite intense at you, right? So we're going to look further into that. Then on the position of the Magician, now this is the state of consciousness that is saying, well, I'm inspired to be a luminous warrior. And so the attack on Israel, right, is now making out of every human and every woman a luminous warrior that is fighting for their country. And it's the number 32 plus the 1, it's a 33. You see that? So you have a 33 portal here, and you get a 33 through the luminous warrior. So 4 times the 3 is talking here to you. You lose not the heart to be merciful, because any difficult situation, we don't know where it's coming from. We don't know how much they were deprived by love to be acting the way they act. And when we condemn a certain way, then we also have deep within us the desire to be like that as well, but we don't allow that desire, of course, to come up because we are civilized people. So a lot of people are calling right now the situation that is happening there the barbarian act. And it looks barbarian, right? It's almost like this poor little Leo. Meanwhile, Leo can eat him, right? Then I picked from the Mother Peace Tarot a card, because this is an oracle card. And here I got the Daughter of Discs. Now these are all 3 zodiac signs. This is Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, right? So here is you as a young person. You believed that you were a luminous warrior and that you can fight anything and that you are here for the earth. And this is really an extraordinary card, right? I'm just gonna have a quick look at the meaning of the Daughter of Discs. So it's saying, the daughter stands in a place of power by the Sipapuni Hopi word, a birth hole. She rests her medicine pipe in the sacred circle. Behind her is her house in a cave. The sun has set and the full moon rises and reflects in her obsidian mirror. Upright, she is open and receptive as well as courageous and determined. She's willing to wait for the inspiration and information she needs to go forward in her life. She seeks a kind of knowledge that is based in the truth that comes through her body. Wow. So we see here very clearly talks, of course, the luminous warrior, the attack, the warrior that would become to defend the weak, because the warrior will never fight just for fighting. He would never kill innocent human beings. And so there is a very strong message right here that there is something talking to you through this egg, through this 13. There is death, there is a judgment, there is a call that certain things are right now going really difficult, and that we have to look at it and that we have to help, right, as much as we can. Then comes on the position of the High Priestess, comes here the Princess of Cups. And the Princess of Cups, these are also the pages, but all the water pages, which is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. That now the young generation is really witnessing a difficult situation, right? And your intuition is going to help you to survive this. Your intuition is going to be the moment where you opening the gates and let the cry come out. It's very important because we see now a certain brutality that is beyond our understanding. And here you see now the 3 earth signs and the 3 water signs. So these are the feminine signs, right? Sword and wand are the masculine signs. So something is really happening here, right? And in a way, there is the 5th 3, right? Because we have 4 3s, and now we have the 5th 3. Within the 2 is a 5. The 5 senses. Use your 5 senses to navigate through this difficult time that is happening right now in your life. On the position of the Empress comes the Moon. And the Moon is looking at the 3 princesses, right? The Cancer, the Scorpio, and the Pisces. And the 18 then plus the 3 is a 21, is the world. So the whole world is seeing, the whole world is witnessing. But I also could do a 9 here, and the 3 is then a 12, which is your opposite sign. Pisces, right? So Pisces is looking into this card because Pisces is in here as well. And Pisces is your opposite sign, is the sign that you are going towards, because that's where you get the full moon, right? And so you see that you learning through the Empress to observe from a higher perspective that everything that is happening here in this dimension are lessons learned, that however brutal the situation is, you want to stay loving and caring and detached from emotions that are taking hostage over you, because some emotions are of course intense, and that's the lesson here, right? On the position then of the moon, which is in your sign, comes here the Queen of Pentacles, which is Capricorn. And so there is now help through Capricorn, and you see how she's under this little glass house, but there is like an evilish energy sticking its tongue towards her, into her hair, right? It's very interesting. And so you are seeing the 10th house of social status, why we fight over certain things, right? Because you know that people are fighting over possessions and social status and countries. And so the 10th house of social status plus the 9 is a 19, which is the sun. And so the sun, which is now in justice, right, is saying, well, the 11 is here, and the 11 is that moment where you recognize this is a portal. And of course you have the 33 portal here, and you had the 33 here with the magician, right? So here the 19 creates then again a 10, and the 10 is that moment where you notice, okay, now I understand that I am pushed to see certain things from a whole different perspective, that social status is not going to make me happy. Social status is binding me to negative energies. On the position of the Caballero de Oros, which is you, comes here you as the 6th zodiac sign, the Emperor. And then you can see how he's actually trying to win. And Aries is actually the sign of the Jewish population. They blow into the horns of the Aries, right? And it's the age of Aries that they actually lived that religion for 2,150 years. Then came, going backwards through the zodiac signs, right, came the age of Pisces, which was then, of course, the fisherman. Pisces, the fish, right? Jesus, the fisherman. And they didn't recognize him as that new prophet that is coming, because it's that new age. Now, guess what? We're going into the age of Aquarius. And I told you Pluto is going into Aquarius for 20 years. That's why I'm kind of using this 20 years as a message. What is now coming in the next 20 years? What kind of changes are coming through Pluto? And you got the 33. So here we have the 6th zodiac sign, and the 4 is a 10. And so the social status, right, the 10 is actually pushing your boundaries, and you want to be an emperor. You want to go and be successful. That's why you have the red flag. But always be careful that you are not getting stuck into a game that is called illusion. Here, worldly illusions are bringing us to a place of fighting for things that are not worth fighting for. Then, on the position of justice, the sun giving you the light, comes temperance, the number 14. So here in this deck, justice is the number 8, right? Here in this deck, justice is the number 11. And so the 14 creates a 5. The 8 and the 5 is a 13. And the 13 comes back then as a 4. So we have a 4-4 portal here, right? And yes, the understanding that you are learning that Scorpio is that huge change. Scorpio is ruled through Pluto, and Pluto is the shadow side, is the mystic, is coming here to you. Now, if I use the other deck, then I have here 11 and the 14, which creates then this, in a way, a 2, but it's a portal, and the 14 is the 5, creates a 7. And the 7 is Cancer, saying, well, successfully, I want to go out into this world and give the two opposite energies of water and fire, masculine and feminine, a chance of equilibrium, of this guardian angel, which is connected to Sagittarius and Jupiter, right? The expansion. So here we see a whole nother story being told than, of course, here with Salvador Dali. But I'm going to stay with this because it is now your reading, and it's with the deck of Salvador Dali that I'm depicting the position that I picked the card. And so the 8 and the 5 is creating the 13 is creating the 4. We have a 4-4 portal, and you will understand that very clearly, the message that is coming to you now, as you being someone that is taking over, that's being a ruler, that is taking charge of the situation. Then on the position of the moon, which is of course here also an oracle card, comes here the hand. In the hand, the universe is your partner, the number 31. The 31 again is a 4. The 18 of the moon is then calculated together, the 9 and the 4. The 4 stays again here. And so you see that the 4 portal here is very clear. 3 times 4 is understanding that you gotta love. You gotta really be a messenger of love. You cannot just do whatever you feel like it, because you know it's intense, yeah, when people are doing negative things. How can we then, when someone is killed, keep up the love, right? And always remember that when you get killed, you're back in the Holy Land, you're back in the calling, you're back in the 13, in the egg, in the cosmic egg that is giving birth to the next creation, right? Old visions seen anew, deep wonders awoken, lessons learned, right? Have we learned the lessons from past mistakes? And so here I also picked Mother Peace Tarot, and I got the Lovers, right? The number 6. And so the 4 and the 6 is again a 10. And you see that the moon is giving you a dream moment of a 10, right? It's saying, well, the 10 and the 9 of here, the 18 is 19 is 10. So the 10 is left here, right? The 10 is speaking to you about this is just a moment. Combine masculine and feminine and see that the hand of God is actually in all of this, right? There is no such thing as something negative. It is what it is. We gotta live here with the dualities, and with the fire and with the water, with the right and the left wing, with the masculine and the feminine, with the brutality and with the love that we can bring into any situation. On the position then of the sun comes here again an oracle card, the dark matter, the number 38. Now this is very interesting. The 38 creates right away an 11 portal, and the 19 in itself, then the sun, creates a 10. So you have 3 times the 1. And you see this card of the sun is a little dark here in Salvador Dali's deck, right? There is something going on. It's like, what's happening with the sun? And it's yeah, the two angels up here, but we have the dark matter and we have the butterflies. And so the 10 and the 11, like I said, we have 3 times the 1. Now I also picked here a Mother Peace Tarot card, and it's the 4 of Swords. And the 4 of Swords is the constellation Jupiter in Libra. And so Jupiter that came here through Temperance, saying, well, bring yourself into your balance and you will understand what the guardian angels see all the time, that the brutality that's out there, it's part of the game called life. And so you go back deep within into your meditation, into the 4 of Swords, into the I want to find who I truly am through the inner knowledge, which is in a way here the pyramid, right? You see the 4 and the point up, and this is where you're sitting to meditate. And so the 4 is giving you an extra understanding to the 4 of the Emperor, right? Even an emperor needs to meditate, needs to calm down, needs to understand that certain things have to be done in a certain way. And we did have here a 4 as well, right? Through the 8 of Justice and the 14 of the Temperance, right? And so learn to understand that the 4, which you can also change, you can calculate the 14 plus an 8 is then a 22, right? And the 22 is the Fool in the major arcana, is the Fool coming back here to the 11. And the 11 here with the dark matter, there is dark matter, there is a dark side in all of us. And if we condemn someone that is using the dark side, right, even though here the luminous warrior is saying, yes, I have the dark side in me, but I'm working with the light side. I choose to work with the light side. So the dark matter is literally saying, well, you got to find the light side deep within you to overcome here the dark matter. And then, of course, on the position of the world, here in Salvador Dali's El Mundo, the world, comes the moon, comes Pisces, comes love, comes the detachment of all this negativity that we see in this world, right? So we have the 21, which creates a 3, and we have then the 18, which creates a 9. The 9 and the 3 is the 12 zodiac sign, which is Pisces, and the 12 creates the 3 again, then that we had a 33 here, and we had a 33 here, right, with the Magician, of course. And then we had again the 3 princesses. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 threes. And then in a way we have a 3 in here in the 31, which is the opposite sign of this, right? The 13 and the 31. It's the 4, 4 here. So you have 5 times the 3, right? The 3 that's left here. So you have 5 times the 3, and 5 is again the 5 senses. Use the 5 senses to recognize that 3, to want to have power, is always then creating a difficulty and is always creating a negativity. And you see now the 11 here, right, that you are recognizing that the 11 portal here is hard to look at when there is brutality, but this is this dimension and we cannot do anything. And you see here how the world is behind this prison, or in this square, and you have the 3 graces: hope, love, and belief, right? We never give up of that. And so here speaks directly the 3 of the world to you through the moon, right? because here you have the 9-9, right? In the 18, this is your opposite sign, is speaking to you. So if you arrive at your opposite sign, you're gonna be having your full moon, and you're gonna show the world what true love really means. Is loving no matter what, is loving even someone that kills, is loving even someone that really needs the love. It's easy to love someone that has love, but how to love someone that has the dark matter inside, right, and brings destruction and destroys things. And here the butterflies, new life is wanting to come here. And certain brutalities, I know they're really like we say, from the evil side, right? We think that evil is something that is outside. Evil is made within us, right? When we are not have gotten enough love from our parents, so the evil has power over us. And so you see the moon is talking here directly to you as the full moon. Then you have the pink moon in the month of Pisces, when the sun is in Pisces and giving you the light. So just recognize this moment as something very special, and recognize the oval, the egg shape, right? That you are learning to really be present and recognizing that everything has its positive and also its negative. Wow, it's quite intense. I hope I see you in the next one, because we have Scorpio here through the 13. And then, of course, the 4 that's left. And so the Emperor here as well on your position as the Caballero de Oros, right? Creating then a 10, that liberation, and that 10 that again then speaks here, of course, to the Queen of Pentacles, which is the social status. So just recognize and watch the numbers that are talking to you. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.